How's it going, everybody? It's your boy, and we are back with our Giants rebuild, where I am realizing that for some reason Cam Scattaboo is my onside kicker. I do not know why this is the case. Um, as you can see, neither my punter or my kicker who are up there are actually listed as options for onside kicker. I do not know why. That's a little silly, but we have a really good team right now. 91 overall offense, 88 overall defense. And yet, we have yet to make our first Super Bowl. So in this episode, we are trying to turn that around. We are trying to change that. Um in this universe, it is the Eagles who have performed the first NFL Super Bowl three-peat. And then the Lions won their first Super Bowl immediately after. So let's go into the regular season here. We are going to keep auto-generated rookies, which, as a reminder for you all, this is what our draft class strength always looks like. Strong on everything except for the kickers and punters, which are very strong for the fun of it. What I would like to do here is I want to go in. We're going to replace this with Scout's Honor to hire 5 Tier 3 Scouts. Confirm the loadout in advance. Simulate the training. And we are going to get those Scouts involved. So, we're going to go into here. We're going to hire some new Scouts. Oh, we already have them. We did that last time. I forgot about that. Oops. Anyway, JJ McCarthy, funnily enough, not a Viking in this universe. Who is the Vikings starting quarterback? Because as we can see on the right here, JJ McCarthy is a Raider right now. I kind of wonder who the Vikings starting quarterback is. So, gonna go up to the Vikings here. They've got Bryce Hall, an 82 overall rookie. Yeah, I can see why they got rid of him. But why they got rid of JJ McCarthy, who on the Raiders needed a new guy after Geno Smith. JJ McCarthy's actually really good in this universe. Maybe I can't see why they got rid of him, unless they just couldn't afford him anymore. And they got Daniel Jones playing backup, a really solid Daniel Jones, and then Josh Preston. That's actually a really crazy quarterback room. I do kind of want to know what Caleb Williams is at. 83. Not a big fan of that. He's labeled as a bridge quarterback. Well, clearly this has not gone well for the Bears. But we did our Bears rebuild. That went pretty well for us. So let's play the moments in this Week 1 Vikings game where we will not have lag because the latest update fixed the issue. Thank goodness. I just hope I don't get the issue again where some stuff doesn't show up and I have to. Nope, it looks like. So what would happen was the logos don't show up and then the kick meter doesn't show up and defensive plays just don't work for some reason. I don't know. I had this issue just playing on my own earlier today. And I had to restart the game to fix that. But we are not having that issue now, so all right. They're going to get 3. We find ourselves in the red zone at 1st and 10. That's Tyrone Tracy. what's up with Scadaboo? Is he injured or no? Let's see. He's probably tired, but I want to make sure that he's good. Yeah, he's good. He's just tired. He's just a little worn out is probably what's happening here. Been used recently. Tyrone Tracy's going to go ahead and pick up 2 yards on his second carry. And yeah, Scadaboo's back in. Okay. I believe, end up switching back to Eagles playbook because as great as it was to have Scadaboo on a playbook that suits him, I want a playbook ultimately where my quarterback throws the ball, which is not the case with the Ravens playbook. So even though Derrick Henry is more similar to Cam Scadaboo than Saquon Barkley is, Ravens playbook just does not involve the quarterback throwing the ball. I mean, he's a really good rookie, but, like, J.J. McCarthy's better, yeah. Whatever. And Neighbors, after even with only the slightest contact, is unable to come down with it. This is a terrible season opener. Jackson Dart going to go ahead and pick up the first down with his legs. Puts us in the red zone. Okay. All right, Mr. Scadaboo. Let's see what you can Scadadoo. Nothing like that. And the quarter ends. All right. Counters are obviously not great, but I'm just using code suggestions. There we go. Scadaboo's going to get the touchdown, putting us in the lead. Big end of game drive. Hold on to the lead. Let's do the halfback stretch. I really like that play. It is, in my opinion, the best run play in the game. Though, obviously, it's not a 100% guaranteed success rate. We have not been running the ball very well, it seems. There we go. The Vikings are going to go ahead and call a timeout on that. All right. Another Minnesota timeout. There we go. Minnesota's going to go ahead and use the last of their timeouts there. And they're going to leave this wide open for the run, because why wouldn't they? It hasn't brought us to the 2-minute warning, so there's no kneeling here, but we can get Scadaboo his first touchdown of the season. They get the touchdown. Let's send out the hands team for the onside kick. We're going to get it. We're going to recover. And that's the game. in a really terrible showing from both teams.
Getting the victory to begin the new campaign.
Yeah, Bryce Hall, less than 50% of his passes were completed. This is just like that Broncos-Raiders game, except slightly higher scoring. 7 points to each team, and that's what it would be. So I have noted that sort of the only two real weaknesses on our team, the main two weaknesses, if you go into the lineup here, are our right tackle. Everybody else is either really good or young and going to develop and is already solid. And on defense, it's our will linebacker. Everybody, like I said, everybody's either good or young. Micah McFadden is neither. He's solid, but not great, and he's not young. And then we could probably use a Mike too. Yeah, we definitely could. So we're just going to take note of that. There we go. So if this season doesn't end it for us, that is what we will be looking for in the draft and in free agency. Can we go on and beat the Ravens? We sure can. 24-3. There's a good game for you. And we have no cap space. Oh no. Well, we can accept those options. Punter and kicker, those are easy to pick up in free agency. That's a D tackle, our right edge, wide receiver, and running back. Ooh. That is rough. So this is a must-win year for us, folks. Now, under my leadership, the Giants have never not made the Super Bowl. However, never not made the playoffs. However, if we don't make the Super Bowl this year, that's probably going to change. So, running back, wide receiver. Honestly, wide receiver is not too big of a need for us, because we do have Wan'Dale Robinson. Sal Manuel is good is young at 2 or at 3, but he would be at 2, and then Jalen Hyatt, he's decent for a wide receiver 3. Right edge though, that's scary. We don't even have another right edge. We don't even have another right edge. What? Well, I guess he's playing left edge, but probably anyway. But I'm thinking about the Abdul Carter, obviously. Yeah, Abdul Carter plays opposite to Brian Burns, so right edge and D tackle. So that is quite a bit to focus on if we can't win here. So let's go into this regional focus scouting, shall we? Good news is D tackle is a strong position in this free agency. So what we need here, yeah, that's offensive tackle. That's already what we're focusing on, so that's good. We can just move that over to right tackle. That'd be fine. Edge rusher is what we need to focus on here. Scout those good guys. Let's go ahead, scout defensive tackle here. And yeah, let's keep it on offensive tackle there. And then when it comes to national, we can put on running back. So we don't have the cap space to negotiate with anybody. So let's go ahead sim to this mid-season. This is kind of that I looked in there and that's kind of scary. Yeah. I was a little scared when I saw that. So our national focus is going to be running back. All right. Well, we're not leading the league in anything. But we are 6-1, which would give us the 1 seed in the NFC. If the season were to end here. And I do like that. Can we go out and beat our division rivals, the Cowboys, to head into our bye week? We sure can. 7-1. The Chicago Bears actually are going to surpass the Packers to lead the NFC North. I do like to see that. Just on a personal level. Oh, we are going to have to play them, though. 90 overall team with a 92 offense and 90 defense. Our passing game is actually our weakest still. I did switch to Eagles playbook, yeah? Yeah, I did. It does keep us at West Coast power run, which is good for Cam Scattaboo. They are both actually power run playbooks, so there you go. They're actually both West Coast power run playbooks. It's great. So I really should have never switched off of Eagles into Ravens, but I did, and that might have cost me a little bit, but here we are. So we go into week 10. Oh, I don't need to do any of that. The Lions are 3-5 despite being really good. They're the worst in the NFC. Well, third worst in the NFC, but worst in the NFC North. And they're 89 overall with a 91 offense, 88 defense. That is a scary team. This is like the definition of a trap game. Can we beat them? We do go ahead and win. The Bears are a worse overall team, and yet they are leading the NFC North. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. So we are predicted to win the Super Bowl. And pick up left guard Dalvin Duke. I don't know about that one, Chief, but one new injury. Who's injured? It's Andrew Thomas, our left tackle. That is rough. Can we beat my Chicago Bears? We go ahead and do it. They are still at the top of the NFC North, though. So there you go. 9-1 going into week 12 is really good. Our division rivals, the Commanders, are also a solid team. Can we beat them here? We go ahead and lose that game for our second loss of the season. We are still solidly number 1 seed in the NFC. However, the Eagles are catching up. The Packers are going to overtake the Bears. We do get to take our look at the playoff picture here, though. The Bears would be in the playoffs as the 7 seed right now. Let's go ahead and focus these positions. So, at halfback, is there anybody I like here? Randall Middlebrooks is... Yeah, let's go ahead and scout him because he's a... Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put into Grant Smith because he's got better awareness. His stats in general look slightly better. Yeah, I'm gonna put into Grant Smith. And we're also more likely to get him given how good we are. So there's that. Anybody at wide receiver? Let's go ahead and we'll skip wide receiver for now. Let's take a look at right edge and left edge. Anybody that stands out to me? Raheem Marshall. He's got the same last name as me. There you go. D tackle. Let's take a look at left and right tackle, shall we? Sheldon Harris. Yeah, let's go ahead and finish him off there. There we go. So that's all. That's who all we're going to scout there. Now let's go ahead and sim ourselves to the playoffs. See where that gets us. Where we are at the end of the season. Going into week 13, we're 9-2. And we end the regular season off 13-4. That is the 1 seed. The Bears just barely miss from a tiebreaker with the Cowboys. Every team in the NFC East makes the playoffs. That is not something I've ever seen, an entire division making the playoffs, but here we are. That makes this the strongest, by default, this easily the strongest division in football, even though looking at the NFC North, those are all still scary records to see all in one division. And yet, yeah, the NFC East, there you go. The best division football has ever seen. Going into mock draft 3, we are actually predicted to lose the Super Bowl to the Bills at this point and take Sheldon Harris, who actually seems like he's predicted to be pretty good. Let's advance this week. We're a 91 overall team, 93 offense, 91 defense. That is factoring, of course, in morale. However, we're up against the Cowboys. They knock out the Packers in a high-scoring game. 51-45. The only team from the NFC East that does not move on is the Eagles. This could have been an all NFC East divisional round, and the Eagles messed up. They lost by a score to the Buccaneers. All one-score games. That's crazy. Meanwhile, the Patriots knock out the 2-seed Raiders. The Jets are knocked out by the Jaguars, and the Steelers knock out the Chiefs in a close game. You know the drill. We play the moments in the regular playoff games, and if we make the Super Bowl, we play all offense. Let's go show these Cowboys why we won the division. Why we have the 1 seed. Third and 8. Third down alert again. 3rd and 10. That is rough. Raheem Morris gets the ball. We are in the red zone. I didn't see that defender there. He just apparently didn't see the ball either. So there we go. We're going to score on that play. The first quarter is going to come to an end. Abdul Carter. .34 breaking up the pass. Gonna go ahead and pass commit on this play. Ferguson does get the ball. And Dak Prescott goes down. Bobby Okereke. They all do a little TikTok dance. Can Hannon block this kick? No. He's gonna get caught on a guy there. But we still have the lead. 2-minute drill. Gonna run the bench dig curl here, actually. I think it's a better play. Ooh. Oh, okay. I knew that was going to be a tough one, but I thought we might have had it. There we go. Way to dive for it, Wandale. All right, we are going to pick up the first down. Going to run some hurry up. Going to throw on corner strike here. Okay, I believed in Jonathan Morris there. Did I call him Raheem Morris? Whatever. I believed in Jonathan Morris a little bit there. I think I might have called him Raheem Morris earlier. Like Raheem Mostert, which is not his name. His name is Jonathan Morris. Gonna call a timeout after that play. Another timeout. Let's run a little bit of a screen here. A little inside zone on this. And Scadaboo's going to find the end zone. We get the third down alert. 3rd and 4 from the 26. Oh, and he drops it. Oh no! Everybody was really covered on that, unfortunately. And he's gonna bury it. There we go. Third and 3 from our own 49. Okay. We pick up the first down, and that's what matters. 3rd down alert again. 3rd and 4. He's going to come back to it to break away from his man there. The Cowboys are going to call a timeout. 6 rushes for 19 yards. We are barely even using him. Not that, and we're not really using him effectively either. Like, I don't know what's up with this. There we go. It's not like I've been in for much of the game.
It's a gain of 14 yards. That's another Giants first down.
And Robinson, Wandale Robinson's going to find the end zone. We're going to get the 2-minute warning here. Shoot! CeeDee Lamb wide open. All right, they're going to go ahead and go for the onside kick. Whoa! Surely that's unsportsmanlike conduct. They have no timeouts, just to make sure that nothing happens. That gets Cam Skattebo a whole bunch there. Makes him look a lot better on the game. And there we go. That is, I believe, our first playoff victory of the rebuild. So there we go. Kind of a rough game completion-wise for both teams. I do want to go ahead and take a look. Cam Skattebo, because of that last play, averaged 8.1 yards a carry, but before that he was struggling. So that last run play of his was big important. That didn't make any grammatical sense, but I think everybody understood what that meant, what I meant there. I do want to look actually at the season stats. I forgot to do that, so let's go ahead. Cam Skattebo, 3rd in rushing yards. This does not account for postseason. So 3rd in rushing yards, 1st in rushing touchdowns, and 2nd in carries. So there you go. Wandale Robinson, 5th in receiving yards, 2nd in receiving touchdowns, 20th in receptions. Jackson Dart, 16th in passing yards, 8th in passing touchdowns, 14th in passer rating. So, all things considered, we had the best defense in the league. 3rd most points scored. 2nd most points allowed. What did we do for yards? Offensive yards. 3rd most offensive yards. So, really, a really solid team. Any records? Has there been any records? So, any season records since the start of this? No. Any game records? No, nobody's broken a record. What about rookie season or rookie? John Compton of the Colts, the best rookie quarterback to ever do it. Rookie season, 4,500 yards and 46 touchdowns. That is insane especially for a rookie. That's crazy. Not for Bears. Here we go. Rookie game, John Compton, 8 passing touchdowns in one game. Pretty solid. So there you go. Most promising. That erases anything Jaden Daniels did. Jaden Daniels passing touchdown record, rookie record. So there you go. We're going to go ahead and we're going to play Tampa Bay here, who knocked out the Commanders. The Bills knock out the Patriots big time, and the Jaguars are going to knock out the Steelers. No upsets in the divisional round on either side. Let's go ahead and play these moments against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers try to make my first Super Bowl as a head coach for the Giants. Rain game, here we go. Big third down, need to make a stop here. This is absolutely a pass play. So we're going to pass commit. Called it. Baker Mayfield is not going to get there.
Well, the defense did their job. They didn't allow any points on the opening drive. Now, second drive of the game, first for this offense, and what can they do with their goal line?
There we go.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line. Throwing his down. Open man, that's Malik Neighbors. Cross midfield down to the 45. That's another.
Cam Scatterboo has a receiving X factor.
Guys moving complete over the middle. That's Morris. That's good for a first down. His second catch.
I'd prefer him to have Freight Train, but, you know, here we go.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Here we are, is what I meant to say. Malik Neighbors gonna get big yards on that play.
Reaching the 10-yard line.
Gain of 22
On first and goal, a chance to get a leg up in this AFC title game. Now the first. It's Cam
Oh,
Scatterboo. As he takes it
yeah.
from the 9 to the 8.
Gonna only get 1 yard on that play. No run hole open for me there. Gonna pick up 4 yards with Morris, with Jonathan Morris, the tight end.
It's third and goal.
A gain of 5 yards brings up third.
Gonna bring up 4th and goal from the 1. We are going to go ahead
No score after one.
and
On EA
apparently
Sports.
the clock is gonna run out in that first half
Ready to
there.
roll for the second quarter from MetLife
However,
Stadium, the Giants with the football. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on fourth and
QB sneak. They're going for it on 4th and 3.
So a challenge here for the defense. Will they accept it? It's 4th down and 3. This
I would not run it
on the field.
in this position, so I'm gonna pass commit.
Tight end.
Yep. He's gonna break a bunch of tackles to pick up that first down. Craziness. But this is a big, big third down. 3rd and 16. Not where you want to be. That is definitely a pass. You are not throwing in the. You're not running in those conditions, I should say. Gonna be picked off. Let's run the halfback stretch.
Big third down stop here. They're already down on the scoreboard, just trying to get the ball back to their offense. On third down, they're gonna run for it here.
Scatterboo will go ahead and pick up that first down. That's what matters. We score even without me playing. Red zone alert again. 1st and goal from the 6.
Forthcoming here, a first and goal situation as this offense looks to punch in the football from right around the
Their D tackles are really good, it seems, but not quite good enough to stop the touchdown on that play. Fourth down from them. 4th and 5. That's a really risky one. They are going to go ahead and get it, though. Nobody expecting the QB sneak or the QB scramble. They do not score, though.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. When I come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. Fourth down, Mayfield.
He keeps doing this.
And down inside.
I should only be doing QB spies on 4th down, apparently.
For all these guys, whether you're a
But there we go.
10-year veteran, there's no feeling like this NFC champs. And you feel like family.
Jackson Dart is going to win us this game. He's going to the Super Bowl. Cam Scadaboo is going to the Super Bowl. Let's take a look at this Pro Bowl roster, shall we? Well, first of all, it's 1 seed against 1 seed. Kind of boring, but hey, it's Giants against Bills, and that's never going to be a boring Super Bowl in reality because Bills haven't won any. I don't know if the Giants have won any either. This is a crazy Pro Bowl roster. The craziest thing about it to me is JJ McCarthy being a 92 overall. But hey, man, yeah, the AFC just kind of has it, don't they? Yeah. Yeah, the AFC just kind of has it. Very rarely does the NFC have an advantage at the like overall starter. And even then it's because of overalls being weird. Yeah, no, if you rearrange this is actually an easy AFC sweep. Of course, there are no good long snappers. Everybody who's over 50 overall like retires immediately because they're all old. There is no such thing as a good long snapper in Madden. Weekly awards, Jackson Dart and Mr. Phillips there are also going to win. Are both going to win Players of the Week. Did any Giants ever win a Player of the Week this whole season? Mr. Birch there did on the Bears. Right edge. Jackson Dart won it in week 3, and that was it. So no one player was consistently playing better than anyone else, but better than everyone else. But here we are going to the Super Bowl because our teamwork is the best in the league. 92 overall offense, 92 overall, 93 overall offense, 91 overall defense. Yearly awards, Patrick Mahomes MVP. Not a single Giant in the running. Coach of the Year is me, Andy Marshall. AFC Offensive Player of the Year is Rashee Rice. Defensive Player of the Year is Greg Rousseau of the Bills, so that's who we're playing. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Jimmy Kendricks on the Patriots. Defensive Rookie of the Year, going to be Cole Van Pelt on the Broncos. Best quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. Best running back, Jahmyr Gibbs on the Jaguars. Best wide receiver is Rashee Rice. Best offensive lineman is Rob Green. Best defensive lineman is Max Crosby. Best linebacker, Trenton Simpson. Best defensive back, Chamari Connor. And best kicker, Harrison Butker. Really strong Chiefs team, and yet they got first rounded. Offensive Player of the Year, the NFC, is Wan'Dale Robinson of the Giants. Defensive Player of the Year is Jared Verse. Abdul Carter did get votes, but Jared Verse is going to win it. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Josh Murphy. Sal Manuel got votes. Good for him. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Bryce Gibson. Great rookies, apparently, on the Falcons. They had a really good draft. Best quarterback is Cade Klubnik. Jackson Dart at number 8. Best running back is Cam Scadaboo, despite the fact that Saquon Barkley had more yards. I guess the touchdowns probably put him over. Wan'Dale Robinson, obviously going to be best wide receiver since he's Offensive Player of the Year. Offensive lineman is Sam Cosmi. Defensive lineman is Jared Verse with Abdul Carter, again getting votes. Best linebacker is going to be Zach Bond. Best defensive back, Asante Samuel Jr. on the Rams. and best kicker Cam Little on the Commanders, who you may or may not know just set the NFL record recently for longest ever field goal at 68 yards. Good for him. So we're going to head in. We're going to play offense, all offense, 90 overall Bills team. I can't let my guard down on this team. I'm going to need my defense to play. They run halfback dive here. They don't seem to be ready for a run play. 16 yards on the first play of the game. $29 yards. There you go. Yeah. Everybody was kind of covered there, unfortunately. Fourth and inches. Oh, shoot. Well, I'm not able to audible because I hit turbo. No! No! That's a turnover on downs. I wanted to run a QB sneak, but I accidentally turboed it. Well, here we go. We're back in it. From our own 4. That'll give us some room there.
Second and 5. This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge look for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude. That's the cliche.
Hit the wrong button. That's fine.
But maybe the better question, CD, what do you think of the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Gonna go ahead and slide. Keep Jackson Dart as healthy as possible. Tyrone Tracy immediately met in the backfield. Hopkins falling down for no reason there. And they immediately read that screen, unfortunately. So I like to do that, just so there's no uncertainty as to where Robinson is running. If I think he's going to be open, I think he's going to be open. That was not necessarily me saying I thought he was going to be open, but clearly I did because I threw to him. Realistically, I thought he was the best option, but I don't give up on 4th downs. I ain't no quitter. I ain't no quitter. No. They're going to score because of that. I probably should have been a quitter. This Bills defense, very scary, very scary. Oh, my O-line just could not hold up long enough. Had to get rid of it. Had to get rid of it there. Shoot. Shoot. There we go. Big play. Big play. And there we go. QB sneak for the touchdown. Ties up this game. We are back in on offense. 2 minutes left in the first half. We need to be efficient in this half. Or in this drive. I actually don't really like this play. Whatever. Yeah, I kind of figured. Not much is open. Jackson Dart trying to get as much as he can with his legs. Way to come down with it, Morris. Right after this, I'm using timeouts. No! Well, and they score on that, and they score again. Well, Scatterbo immediately stopped in the backfield there. I'm not liking a lot of the plays I'm seeing either. They were functional against bad teams, but this is not a bad team. 5 rushes for 42 yards. Scatterbo has been very efficient with the ball for the most part. He is going to pick up the first down for us as the third quarter winds to a close. I kind of don't want to go with big plays because I don't want to give the Bills a lot of time. They're not ready for the run. Probably should have put them in the middle there. I saw those guys there. Whatever.
After a rare misstep on this drive, they'll try to make amends on 2nd and 15.
I chose the wrong play by accident. Hit the wrong button. Hey, take me to the play selection. Take me to the play selection. I'm going to run verticals. I actually don't like that. That's what we're going to run here. Wan'Dale Robinson going to pick up that first down for us.
First and 10 at the 10-yard line.
I think he looks at it as, I can do it. So that can really be good.
And he's able to skip away from that first defender on his way to a pickup of 5.
Gregory Rousseau
Here's a second and 5.
brings up second and 5.
Gregory Rousseau,
Line.
the defensive player of the year in the AFC. Scadaboo going to go ahead and find the end zone to give us the lead. We are back in on offense. That is what I like to see. We must have gotten an interception or a fumble recovery. Some kind of turnover. They're going to go ahead and call a timeout. That's fine. Okay.
So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd
Hold
see
on.
a timeout right away if they can't stop them here. Looking to throw.
Dang it. Okay.
So decision time now, because a field goal keeps it a one-score game. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm looking at
No.
the down and distance, and that's where the issue comes in. It's not short enough that it's a no-brainer and you go for it. You have to analyze it.
There we go.
You take the field goal and take the points. I don't think you want to risk on the road in that thing.
And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause of the action. A timeout here defensively.
Gonna lose yards in that one.
As they talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Cam Scadaboo going to extend our lead. And they cannot score. Time expires. And the New York Giants win the Super Bowl.
And doesn't it feel like it just leaves them asking what could have been? So many moments when they could have had a big play to change the outcome of this game. And let's face it, none bigger than that final snap that just fell short.
Jackson Dart, Malik Neighbors, Cam Scadaboo
Commissioner
win their
Roger
first
Goodell
Super
set
Bowl.
to present the Lombardi Trophy to the New York Giants. They are the champions of Super Bowl 63. So that'll do it for another remarkable season of the NFL on EA
There we
Sports.
go.
For our partner,
That was
Charles
the-
Davis,
yeah.
all of our crew,
That was the
from all of
touchdown
you
that
at
put us
home,
in the lead.
I'm Brandon Gaudin. We'll do it all again come the fall. Till then, good night.
There you go.
From the Super Bowl.
Yeah. There you go. Josh Allen outplayed Jackson Dart, but our run game was just better. If you look at our player stats here. Rushing, yeah, Cam Scadaboo, most rushing yards of the game, on the most attempts. And out of the actual running backs, he had the most yards per attempt. They didn't even try to use James Cook, basically, because every time they did, he failed. So that was the difference maker, was the run game. TJ Watt retires. Eric McCoy retires. Devontae Adams is retiring. Dak Prescott is retiring. Quentin Nelson is retiring. That's a lot of big retirements there. So, this is the 5th Giants Super Bowl. Right, because Eli Manning, I can't believe I had forgotten about that. I can't believe I forgot. I mean, I didn't know about the people who won before Eli Manning, but I can't believe I forgot that Eli Manning existed and beat Tom Brady multiple times in, like, the Super Bowl. Yeah, whatever. But The Bills, once again, failed to win the Super Bowl. Cam Scadaboo is Super Bowl MVP. Let's take a look at these retirements, shall we? David Njoku retires off the Titans. Andrew Van Ginkel retires off the Titans. Cairo Santos retires off the Rams. I mentioned him because he's a Bears. He's the Bears kicker right now. Zaire Franklin, Grover Stewart, Chris Godwin Jr. Drew Tranquil retires off of us. So yeah, we definitely need a new will. Dallas Goddard. Yeah, Caden Ellis, Dak Prescott, Patrick Ricard, DeForest Buckner, Charvarius Ward, Quentin Nelson. Colts are gutted after that one. Kari Blasingame, former Bear, retires. Harold Landry III is going to retire. There are Bowles, Kaimi Fairbairn, Debo Samuel, Matt Milano. They lose the Super Bowl and they all retire. Jonah Jackson retires off the Bears. Joe Mixon retires as a free agent. Here are all of our free agent retirees. Devon Godchaux, Logan Wilson, current Dallas Cowboy. Mike Gesicki retires. Arden Key, Kendall Fuller, Quandre Diggs, Josh Jones. Yeah. Jerome Ford is going to retire. Damian Pierce. How many who? Yeah. Terrell Edmonds. Okay. And then obviously Cam Scadaboo wins Offensive Player of the Week. And then Abraham wins Defensive Player of the Week because he, I guess, got the most tackles. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to do this off season, and then I'm going to cut, and I'm going to same 10 years in the future. Mark Andrews gets cut. Okay. Free agent. He's been released. You don't see releases happen that often. So I'm going to accept the option of Caden Green and of Jake Slaughter. Everybody else is going to be gone here. Hold on. Is there any Mike Tomlin still with the Steelers? If not, I would have hired him as my defensive coordinator. Any real people who are just jobless right now? Brian Dable. All right. Anyway, I could go out and hire Brian Dable as my defensive coordinator. Because I just think it's fun to he'd still be there is the thing. View available staff. Yeah, no, I cannot. Okay, so I'm just gonna hire him back. There you go. Okay, free agency time. Time to let a lot of our best players go into free agency. We now have $28 million in cap space. Cam Scadaboo does not want to come back. However, I want him back. He's got 11 offers, and I'm going to have to overpay him. Give him 6 years, bring him up to 33 years old. Really big overpay for him. 6 years, $20 million. gonna be his best offer. Brian Burns, I'd like to bring back. If I could. I do not have the cap. Could I bring back Malik Neighbors? Do I have the cap for it? Nope. I wouldn't have even had it before Cam Scatterbo. So there you go. Those are our best guys. Well, there you go. We can, actually, at this point, I'd rather bring in Manny Estrada over Brandon Aubrey because he's 1 overall less and he's going to be in the league for longer. So, here you go, kid. 7 years. And, because nobody offers kickers anything. Or punters for that matter, but Trey Hendrickson, if I could afford him, would be a really huge get, but there's no way. There's just no way. And honestly, he'd just be a temporary. He'd be a band-aid because he's old. Any decent wills? You're decent and young. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pick up Manny Estrada after. And then I'm gonna go back to Will. And congrats, Sean Dolak. I want you here. And then I can actually probably just go into kicker and pick up Manny Estrada because why not? And we can go ahead and do that. Oh, hold on. It's a pretty weak offer, but yeah, I mean, you're a kicker. So let's evaluate these offers. We go ahead and sign Manny Estrada, Cam Scatterbo, and Sean Dolak. Shoot, okay. Yep, let's generate the lineup. Get them all back in there. Why is Dolak in? I don't know where he went. Where he is. Depth chart. Will. He's actually a 79 overall. So yeah, I'm just going to start Dolak. Oh, he's my Sam for some reason. I wasn't even aware that I used one of those. There we go. You can be my Sam. It's just not in our, like, if you go into the lineup here, there is no Sam anywhere here. So clearly we don't really use one when we're out there on the field. So I'd rather have Dolak getting starts over McFadden. So we're going to sim to the end of the free agency here. Oh, more retirements. Will Clapp retires. RIP. RIP legend. We're projected to take that guy. I do want to see Malik Neighbors goes to the Raiders. Bo Nix still out there. Brian Burns is a Dolphin. Interesting. Jared Goff still out there. Caleb Johnson is a Chicago Bear. Jahdae Barron is a Colt. He goes to the other horse team. Okay. I do think free agency is super interesting to look at. Bo Nix goes to the Titans. Jared Goff is a Steeler. And Mika Egbuka also a Bear. Not mad at that. Any other big things there? Not really. Okay. Steelers signed Aaron Coakley, whoever that is. Private workouts. So we can take off running back here off my list. And we can take off Will. So wide receiver, not really a need. Edge rushers. Raheem Marshall isn't good. Okay. Let's take a look at Blake Pierce then. Right edge. We'll throw Riley Foster in. And then for offensive tackle, let's take a look at, those offensive tackles. So I think I looked at a left tackle. Brandon Samuel is around. Yeah, I looked at Monty McLaughlin, I think. Unless I looked at the right tackle. Sheldon Harris is who I looked at. That's right. We like to go into actually bench press. So Pro Day is the most recent, I think. So you take a look at the bench. And you go into the combine on the bench. So Tyler Torres. Round 1 or 2, but Harris is number 2. So let's flip over to left tackle. So Ethan Goldman had the highest bench on the Pro Day. And Benjamin Nelson, who wasn't even near there in the Pro Day, wins it for the combine. So I'll go ahead and we'll look at Goldman. We'll confirm that. So we'll go to the NFL draft. We'll go into the prospects. McLaughlin is actually not who I want to look at. So Goldman is good. And basically only Harris is good here. Blake Pierce. Riley Foster's not worth considering, really. Well, I guess I'll favorite him just because also favorite Connor Redmond. Because why not? D tackle. That's also a bench press, a thing where bench press is good. So Justice Webb on the combine and on the Pro Day. So yeah, there you go. Congratulations, Justice. And then we can go ahead and we can look at Mike, which I don't really know what to look for there. Anybody completed? No. Congratulations, Skylar Nixon. I'm gonna favorite you. So there we go. Let's go ahead and start that draft. So the 49ers, the first overall pick, are going to take left tackle Marco Brooks. So let's go ahead. Let's sim to me. favorites. I do want to go ahead and pick up Sheldon Harris while I still can. I want to make sure I get him is the thing, right? $31 in true value, and I drafted him at 32. There we go. Forgot to look at using dev. GM's office. Let's see if we can make a trade with someone. Let's try the 49ers. Third and fifth gets us basically nowhere. Third and next year's second. The second after the year after that. You know what? Why not? I'll just 2031 first. And then my third from 2030. There we go. Just to make sure. Now, he's got an elite, a bunch of greats. And his stuff is... His key ratings are not that good, though. Your key ratings are better. Riley Foster, how you looking? Best key ratings. But you're around 3 to 4. I think I want to try for Connor Raymond. He's got the best physicals. And ultimately, when in doubt, you go with the better athlete. 55, and I got him at 33. That is fine. I'm going to go ahead and advance to my next user pick. Any favorites left? Any at all? No, sirree, Bob. Hello, Austin Anthony. Holy cow, he actually looks solid. 63 in true value, and I got him at 96. That is not half bad. Not half bad at all. And with that, I will advance to the end of the draft. So let's take a look at this draft recap. So we got Sheldon Harris, 77 overall, 75 overall Connor Raymond, 74 overall Austin Anthony, and a 71 overall wide receiver as well. There you go. Our D tackle picks weren't good, but that's fine. Honestly, yeah. Let's take a look at how the league did. So the best player in the draft was Joey Vernon, strong safety. Let me get USC. Yep. And let me guess. Oh, Iowa, strong safety. And San Diego. That's crazy. But 87 overall. Yeah, how's your hit power looking, buddy? Don't tell me I passed it. Here we go. Yeah, 99 hit power. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's your little cheat code for you. So that's the guy there. Clark Oliver. Their Lions get their Jared Goff replacement like immediately. He was the best player who would have been available to us, but we don't need a quarterback. Next best would have been Skylar Nixon. Dang. Yeah, I thought he looked good. I thought he might be cool. But there you go. I actually I think I just forgot to favorite him. So that's my bad. That's my B. Yeah, but yeah, 1-1 to the 49ers was an 80 overall. So there you go. Marco Brooks, solid left tackle. Best tackle in the draft for sure. Best offensive lineman is Troy Bauer, who went 28th overall to the Commanders. But we did not do poorly. Not at all. Tevin Walters actually probably would have been better. But that's... Well, actually, no, he's tied. Yeah. Sheldon Harris, we are moving you over to right tackle, by the way. Oh, you are a right tackle. Okay, there you go. So let's go in. No, not trade center. Manage team. Adjust the lineup. We're going to generate the new best lineup. We're going to put Sheldon Harrison over Jawan Taylor. Get him some reps. He is a normal dev, unfortunately, but that's fine. Oh, Wan'Dale Robinson is an X factor after his performance last year. So there you go. Cam Scadaboo no longer our onside kicker. It is now Manny Estrada, who is also our punter. We're gonna go to the actual season. We're going to fix that real quick. We're gonna pick up an actual punter. Free agent punter. Hello, Ethan Evans. You're a New York Giant now. Congratulations. Actually done with the cap space. Well, I guess Manny Estrada is also my punter. He's not good at it, but hey. All right. So I'm going to cut here. I'm going to sim 10 years. And I will see you when that is over with. And we are back 10 years in the future. We are suddenly an 81 overall team. Let's go ahead and take a look at what this team looks like 10 years in the future. So our quarterback, oh yeah, no, not recognizable at all. Well, the left side of our O-line is really good. We've got an X factor wide receiver, Tom Barkley. Only a 79 overall, but he is an X factor. There you go. Solid tight end, decent quarterback. I hope he's young. That can be better at this age, but whatever. Not a very good running back room, but that's fine. Our defense is also kind of rough. Really good D tackle to replace Dexter Lawrence. He's not quite on Dexy's level yet, but there you go. Yeah, this is not a great team. But let's go ahead and let's take a look at this league history. So let's go back. So we won the Super Bowl in 2028. In 2029, I won Coach of the Year again. Abdul Carter won Defensive Player of the Year, but we did not make the Super Bowl. The Eagles go back and win it over the Colts with their cornerback Derek Carr winning it. Interesting. The Chiefs come into the Super Bowl in 2030 and get revenge. No awards for the Giants this year. It's the Cardinals versus the Patriots, and the Cardinals go ahead and get their first win, Super Bowl win. If you look off to the side, The Bears had a great year with MVP, Coach of the Year, and Offensive Player of the Year. 2032, the Patriots make it back, but the Cardinals don't, and the Patriots become the first 7 Super Bowl win team in the NFL. Luther Burden, again, winning Offensive Player of the Year. Micah Parsons, Defensive Player of the Year. 2033, it's a Broncos Super Bowl. Luther Burden, again, 3 years in a row, Offensive Player of the Year. Make it 4 as the Commanders go back-to-back in the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl wins. And then the Bears in 2035. Exactly 50 years after their first Super Bowl win, they come back and they beat the Bills to get their second Super Bowl win with Eddie Glenn, their quarterback. I wish it was Caleb Williams, but here we are. Eddie Glenn is Super Bowl MVP, 41-8. Absolutely dominant performance. Then it's the Panthers' turn to win their first Super Bowl victory over the Patriots with Coach of the Year Mike Vrabel. In 2037, the Jacksonville Jaguars come and upset the reigning Super Bowl champion for their first Super Bowl victory. Coach of the Year Kevin Stefanski getting them there. With wide receiver Tevin Kitchens on the Bears. The Bears are apparently a solid team in this universe suddenly. And then the Colts come and win it with James Compton at quarterback, which we knew he was good. He set the rookie record for a bunch. Giants did get Offensive Rookie of the Year with Sterling McCartney, so there you go. But the Giants never did make it back to that Super Bowl, unfortunately. Let's go ahead. I am number 9 on the legacy leaderboard. Peter Gaffney below me for the Bears. So Andy Reid is number 1. He's retired by this point. John Madden, John Harbaugh, Nick Sirianni is a Cardinal. Mike Tomlin is a Texan. Sean McDermott for the Bills. Dan Campbell, no longer a Lion. He is now a Commander. Mike Vrabel, still at the Patriots. And then there's me, Matt LaFleur, Peter Gaffney, Jim Harbaugh, Sean McVay on the Saints, Brian Callahan on the Jets. Yeah, this sure is an NFL. One of the NFLs of all time. Let's go ahead, see if there are any records. No new career records. Tevin Kitchens in 2036 for the Bears set the touchdown catches record in a season with 25. There are no game records. Any new rookie season records? Compton still holds it. But Townsend for the Raiders sets the rookie season sack record. The actual is 22. I think 22 and a half, actually, set by Strahan. And then Compton still holds that. No new single game records. So not a whole lot of new records. And obviously the Giants did not do too well following that Super Bowl win. My approval rating has dropped significantly, unfortunately. I had 100% approval rating going into it, and now I have 9%. As everybody except the players hates me, and even the players are kind of indifferent on me. It is time, I believe, that I go ahead and retire. You were an incredible judge of talent, but you weren't always the best at putting that talent to use. You fell short of your lofty coaching goals, but be proud. You may not be an all-time legend, but you achieved a lot during your 14-year career. Only one Super Bowl win, unfortunately. But, hey. And that's going to be all for this time. I hope you have enjoyed, and if you have, please like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you all in the next video. Have a good one.